Okay, hello everybody. I'm not gonna try to take much of your time, but bear with me because it's going to be a long journey. So my name is Temitope Agnes Samuel, but some of you guys know me as Agnesita online, and other people simply know me as Agnes. I'm Nigerian. I'm a content creator, fashion model, and a little micro influencer, might I add. Today I was actually approached to say a little bit about becoming of my modeling journey here in Poland. And DM came as, oh, we'd love you to say about being a supermodel in Poland. And it does sound a little bit too fancy, but I'm starting to just accept the positivity people use to describe me or claim to me. Before I proceed, I'll actually like to thank the organizers for creating such an event. It's not easy, I know, so I give you props for trying, and I'm really glad that you could extend the invite to me yet again, even though I couldn't make the past events. So yeah, 11 years ago, I came to Poland on what seemed to be, might I say, a spontaneous trip with my girlfriends at the time from Sweden, which one of them is no longer with us. May her soul rest in peace. But it was a spontaneous trip to Krakow. At that time, I didn't even know anything about Poland. I didn't speak the language, let alone know anyone here. That trip has been a very impactful decision in my life where I am today. I was supposed to study in the States. I had a scholarship, which I somehow turned down, and I chose Warsaw. Crazy, but honestly, in hindsight, when I look back, I think, was it Delulu? Was it African faith? Was it curiosity? What was it? Because there was just something in me that just said stay. Or maybe it's just simply naivete. But that decision of me choosing to stay in Warsaw has been one of the best decisions, believe it or not. When I came here 11 years ago, I was studying, I was working, I was doing everything, a little bit here and there, just trying to find myself as a 19-year-old girl. Even though I love modeling, but my parents been, I think we can all agree that, Nigerian parents or most African parents obviously stress the importance of education. So I had to convince him that, don't worry, Dad, I'm going to use my brain. Of course, I ended up also including my legs as well. I did my bachelor's here. I then went back to Sweden to complete my master's, and then I moved back again to Poland just because there was just something pulling me back here. Either friends, work, and the likes. When we go back to my modeling journey, at that time, I think it was just 2 foreign Black girls in Poland who were in the modeling scene in Poland, myself and another Ghanaian friend of mine who is happily married with 2 kids now. And at that time, we would go to castings, and obviously, we would hear people say, oh, we already chose one Black girl for this show, as if we were like some limited edition. Or, oh, they look alike, as if, we're only one shade of Blackness in the whole of the runway. But we didn't let that stop us. We kept showing up, going to castings. Either she'll get picked for one of the shows, I'll get picked another one. But through it all, we always celebrated one another's win. So we didn't let the competition get in between us. When I look back now, presently, I'm actually grateful because I feel like modeling hasn't been what it used to be, thank God, because I see more Black faces, mixed people, inclusion, diversity, to name a few. I would say, obviously, it has been a little bit to do with, us opening the way a little bit and not giving up, and also other people opening the door for us as well back in the day. Right now, I'm a creative director of Warsaw Fashion Week. And it's not a title that I take lightly because it's not usually common that you hear of this. Thank you. It's not something that I take lightly because I know that it's very rare to see a Black woman in such high position. But I aim, obviously, as I've done in the past Fashion Week that we've had, to make sure that minority voices are heard, inclusion is seen, diversity is shown in whatever that we aim to do. And, I think it's working. I wouldn't also say that I'm just a model. I also tapped into my creativity over the past years So aside from being into the creative directing aspect, I do own a candle business, TLC Candles and More. I tapped into the business side just because I wanted to create something for us, something that makes us feel warm, that caters to our wellness. Because I'm big on, trying to self-care. I'm big on that. So I'm being that I'm also from Sweden, I had to make sure also my product was into the eco-friendly aspect and it's vegan. During COVID, I saw the need for voices to be heard. So I created my podcast on Ghetto Stories on Spotify around this time, which since last year has led eventually to a platform on YouTube where basically I want people who are immigrants to be able to share their stories of how they got here, what were the challenges, how they navigated through those challenges, and what are the advice they could give to other people who are maybe thinking to come here or who are already here, but maybe they just need a little bit of support here and there. I think the name on Ghetto Stories just shows that humble beginnings at the end of the day. And aside from my podcast, I do have a foundation called FAMS, something that also cater to the less privileged here and also back home in Africa, of course. Basically, we've helped people who have been affected by the war in Congo and also the people in Gaza and the likes. And of course, it's a little bit changed, but even a tiny change, it does make a difference when it comes to maybe someone's education, shelter, and just maybe a beacon of hope. Before I finish, I do also have an event that I call Food Taste and Style. This is something that's more fun to my dear heart. What do I do there? So because a lot of people ask me, what's the concept of food taste and style? It's just simple. Food connected to fashion and networking. So this is a space where I bring different people who I feel like you might maybe not have the luxury or opportunity to see on a regular basis, to actually connect with them, be it influencers, content creators, investors, and you can, pitch your ideas or just talk to them and they can give you advice here and there, how you can go about your business or just come to look pretty and have fun. But, every now and then I do feel like we all need a space where we can just relax and be and feel safe and feel that we're being seen. To sort of wrap this all up, basically what I'm trying to get at here is that you have to also believe in yourself. You have to be able to create your table wherever you're at, even if it's in a new country. You have to be audacious. You have to be bold. There's a world where you can be educated and creative. You don't have to choose this or that, because I'm a living proof, because I did it all. And be fearless. It's going to add up at some point. And to all young Africans listening, watching, I see a lot of beautiful young girls here. I just want to remind you guys that you're important, you're valued, and don't let anyone dim your shine. And if people tell you that, oh, we already have one of you, just smile and look back at them and say, well, you haven't seen my kind yet. So, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.